What's good, YouTube? Leeds here, and today we gotta talk about something that has definitely been a problem in first-person shooters. And if you can't tell by the title, that something is keyboarding on consoles. And this is a video that it's kind of hard for YouTubers to make, but me being a small time, I have no fear in this one. I already know there's gonna be a lot of dislikes on this video, and I'm totally prepared for it. So let's start off. So if you're the average day gamer, you play a little bit of Call of Duty, Battlefield, Overwatch on console, you don't know it because you can't tell, but you're playing people on keyboards and mouses every so often, and it's a growing trend more and more, and it's to the point where it's completely ruining first-person shooters on consoles. So let me explain this. On the PC, the PC Master Race, on the PC, first-person shooters do not have aim assist. Why is that? Well, because for a mouse and a keyboard, a mouse more or less, it's really easy to shoot, really easy to point, click, and shoot. So console, it's a lot harder to use, thumbsticks to aim and be precise and accurate. So on console, we get a thing called aim assist. So now these people will take an adapter, and there's so many different types of adapters, but they plug into the controller and they plug into their keyboard and mouse, and the console detects it as a regular controller. The signal comes in as a controller because of the adapter. So people have been using keyboards and mouses for quite some time, and it's definitely becoming more common, that's for sure. But the problem is, and the reason you don't think about it if you're the average player, is you can't tell. It doesn't, like, I've watched someone post a YouTube video about this in January, and he said it's one of those issues that it just does not smack you in the face. Like, you can't tell. You're not in the house, you're not watching this guy play. You don't know what he's using. And it's almost paranoid to try to think that anyone who can shoot better than you or be more accurate than you is using a keyboard and a mouse. So it comes down to the point where you'll never know on gaming, as far as public matches and regular everyday players. Like, you get on once, twice, 3 times a week, and you don't think about it. But when it's really getting an issue, into the point where I need to make a video about this because it's got me mad, is it's definitely in the amateur scene, the tournament scenes for MLG, for UMG, for whatever site. It's there. It's there, and like I said earlier, there's no way for us to tell. Someone like me, who is good at Call of Duty, we'll take Call of Duty. We're not comparing games on here today. Leave that for a different video. I play Call of Duty a lot. Alright? I'm an amateur. I win tournaments. I was first, second, thirds. I compete in a lot of tournaments. And I play a lot of ladders. Right now, I'm going to be in the ladder playoffs for singles again. And I'm trying to build the Horizon team to get ready for WW2. And that's going to be another thing later, as far as boots on the ground goes. So I'm playing almost every day, probably. I have been playing every day on COD. I've been playing a little bit Ghost too. And it gets to a point where everyone can be so good online, alright? Online gaming, you play so much, and really, you can tell when something just isn't right. So I'm not going to sit here and complain that, oh, I lost here, that guy was probably a keyboarder. I've had my doubts, I have my assumptions, but it just sounds childish to sit there and try to accuse anyone who can beat me. But when you're getting blown out the water by someone who's better because they put on a keyboard and mouse, and let's let's get some more dislikes on this video. Uh, for anyone who's using a keyboard and a mouse on console, they are the most skillless, subpar gamers out there. Oh, ooh, I just felt the dislike button get hit so hard right there. All right, so you are using a keyboard and mouse. All right, and when I first started hearing people about this, I didn't think too much about it. I just thought like, okay, they never got used to the controller. You know, they were on PC, they're used to keyboard and mouse. I never thought about it, but it is easier to aim with a mouse. It's not. It's not a lie. It's completely known. It's a lot easier. That's why PC does not have aim assist. So for you to be it's so bad at the game, you can't use a controller like the rest of us. You go to a LAN, you're a professional Call of Duty player. They have a controller, not a keyboard. You don't walk in there with a keyboard and mouse. They have a controller because that's what we do on console. All right, we have aim assist on console because it's hard to aim with these controllers. But then you take these skillless gamers who already have the easier aiming system with the mouse, and then they find a way to put it on the consoles, Xboxes and PS4s, so then they can be even better. Any average player who puts a keyboard and mouse on a console is suddenly a god. Oh, and all these people are going to comment. All these people are going to hate. And I've watched the videos, and this is what gets me mad, because you type in keyboarding and a video comes up with like 3 million views with some type of, I don't remember his name. I could look him up. It don't matter. You type in keyboarding and some video come up, some guy telling you about some type of adapter, and there's that many people who are looking it up and know how to do it. There's that many people, 3 million. And that's just one video. And then you take videos like this one condemning the people that do it, because there's no way for Call of Duty or Overwatch or Battlefield on consoles to really stop it. There's no how are they supposed to know if the signal coming through portrays itself as a controller? So all these people, man, where was they at? All these people comment on these videos like this one, and they're just it's so mad, you know, like, oh, that's just the way they play. Like, oh, it doesn't make them any. Yeah, right. I don't know what to do. It's getting to the point where it has ruined online tournaments, and it's to the point that, see, I could give in and use a keyboard and mouse, and I promise you within a couple of months I'll be better than I was, for sure. I'll be better than I was with the controller. But if I ever want to be a professional, which I do, and bring a team to a LAN and be professional, which I do, I ain't gonna walk in there with a keyboard. So I gotta keep using controller. I gotta stay good with the controller, just like the professionals do. You know? So it comes to the point where I have to acknowledge the fact that I am going to lose every so often. And, you know, sometimes I am gonna get beat. I already known this, but sometimes it's not gonna seem right. And a lot of times, guys, when you're playing, and when someone's shooting you, and it just does, you can, if you play the game enough, you can know just by watching. You can see people. It doesn't seem right, and it's happening around you. A lot of times, I mean, it's paranoia, but that's what it comes down to, because you will never, ever know. You'll never know. Sometimes people are better than you, yeah, but a lot of times, more than you think, more than the rest of us are thinking, it is a keyboard and mouse. And that's the problem. A lot of us are so scared of just being called out as paranoid that we're not focusing on the problem. And the problem is all these people that are bringing the keyboard and mouses over. See, I wouldn't care if it wasn't for first-person shooters. Like, that's the line, you know? That's why they don't have aim assist on PC. Like, if you want to use it for a different game, whatever game, you know, non-competitive, fine. But if you're gonna bring that into a tournament where there's money, a wager where there's money, and there's actual amateurs out there who are actually good with a controller, you know, not your cheat way of using a keyboard and a mouse. There's actual people out there with a controller. and you're robbing them. You really are, because it's skillless. What you're doing is sub average. It's poor. But we need to. I don't know how we could ever stop it, to be honest. Because I don't think Microsoft and Sony's gonna ever be able to do anything to stop it. And obviously from there, the game developers aren't going to know. So all they can really do is condemn it. But as far as online tournaments go, you'll never know. So really, I mean, I'm throwing money down these tournaments, and there's a lot of people that play these tournaments that are using a keyboard and mouse. I'm sure I've beat a lot of them, and I'm sure I've lost to a lot of them. But it's out there, guys. It really is out there. And hopefully there's a solution, but I don't see one. And I don't know. Hopefully it can just, like I said, it's to the point where you just got to know that you're going to lose sometimes. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because those people, and they claim they think they're good, they're not. They're skillless. And it's sad. It's really sad to bring such a good thing. It's not the good old days, where the kid who won the tournaments was good. And I thought online gaming was hard enough before, just dealing with all the internet issues and the lag, but now you're dealing with a whole nother enemy. Oh man, guys. Well, if you're still watching, and you agree with this, fight the good fight, because I'm sure I'm getting load of dislikes by this point. I'm sure it made a lot of people mad. I'm sure there's already a lot of comments down there. So yeah, make sure you guys like and share, and look around YouTube. And I'm not lying, it's a common thing. It's growing every day. More and more people are doing it now. Like I said earlier, I was going to talk about boots on the ground, and why is I think boots on the ground might help. Why is this? Because I feel like keyboarding has become more of a growing trend, on COD at least, during the boost jumping. I mean, I'm talking about these people that seem like they can boost jump across the map and have 110% accuracy still. It doesn't seem right. But boots on the ground, I feel like we have a better chance of fighting off these keyboarders. I played someone the other day on an ERAD tournament, 1v1 ERAD, on IW, of course. And he was so bad. And I want to say, like I said, it's that paranoia thing, but I want to say he was a keyboarder. I accused him of it. He never denied it. But he was so bad at singles, at 1v1. He wasn't good at the setups, the routes, the planning. He only wanted to challenge me mid-map with an ERAD. An ERAD is a submachine gun in that game, right? He wanted to challenge me so he could map me. And it was so bad that I could not go and challenge him far away, because he would kill me far away. I played this game a lot, guys. Alright, like, I'm top of the ladder a lot. I've been in the playoffs before, I play tournaments, and I know when something ain't right. I mean, some kid is mapping me from a day away with a submachine gun, and you can do that with a submachine gun, but not like so quick you don't even have a chance, like NV4 type shit. So, I mean, I almost won that game just because I was better at 1v1 and better at singles. Like, I would wait time out, let him run around, look for me, try to challenge me like he was, and he wouldn't never plant till the last second. I almost won that game, but I didn't. And he went on the finals. That was semifinals. He went on the finals, and I told the next guy that he was about to play in finals. I said, look, I'm pretty sure this guy's keyboard, and he agreed with me. He was doing the same thing, and he ended up winning. And I tried making tickets for it and complaining, but there's nothing no one can do about it right now. So, guys, just know they're out there. And sometimes when you are losing and you want to accuse people, I know it might sound crazy, and accusing people doesn't do nothing either. And a lot of times, what's going to come down to is the honest gamers on consoles that are still using controllers. We're going to lose. It's going to happen. We're going to lose on every level, from public matches to online tournaments. We're going to lose, and it's going to happen. But there's nothing we can do right now. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So, like I said, you're still watching this. Fight the good fight. Hit that like button. You know, I'm sure it's going to be a battle. But share it to your friends. Let them know. Even subscribe. I'm going to maybe start making more videos like this. I bought this mic a while ago, and it's a pretty good mic. And I need a new camera, but it's a pretty good mic. And, you know, let my voice be heard, right? Anyway, this is Leeds, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see y'all later.
Yeah. Wrestling girls everywhere. Hands in the air. Somebody over here. Shaking for the man of the year.